See this little spot on the tree right here? It got skinned. It got skinned from the cattle trailer. See, if you take that corner too sharp, it'll hit the tree, and it did. Clayton did that. Probably when he was 14 years old. And it bent this thing in. But we pounded that back out. So it's like it never happened. But this is a scar on a tree. That's a reminder. Now, I like to call that a learning moment. I didn't yell at him. I don't think I did anyways. But, you know, you never know how far you can do something until you do it wrong. And that's what learning is. I've got things like this around the farm that I've done. I can show you. I'll try to put them on this video. But if you do it once and you learn, then you learn. And until you do it, you don't know how easy it is to be done. So I guess we just try not to yell at people and let people make mistakes and learn from their mistakes. So just a little background. Clayton has been driving equipment since he was, I don't know, 5, 4, whenever he could. He didn't go to a CDL class and pay $3,000, $4,000 and go through a couple month-long course. He learned from experience and from watching me and other people operate equipment. So this is a pretty insignificant thing, and it's just also kind of a neat reminder of where somebody's been and how much better they are now. And we look back at it as just a reminder of Clayton helping when he was a little kid, that he had no business really driving this truck and trailer at that time, but he was helping. So every time I see this tree, I think of Clayton when he was little and all the things that he would do to help. And maybe it might even been when I was hurt. I was hurt for a while with a back, and I wasn't able to really do anything. And Clayton really stepped up, and he did the things that I should have been doing, but I was not able to. And he really stepped up. This is where the pin for the snowplow, I backed up and the pin stuck in there. I set the blade down and the pin stuck in the wall. And when I drove away, it was hanging there, and I had no idea what that was. I thought it was... So this is the snowplow that I backed into the wall with. And this little pin here goes like that. And when I backed up to get the snow, this stuck in the wall. I put the blade down, so this pin, that pin came right out. Oh, it's stuck. So this pin came right, because I backed up against the wall, I backed up against the wall, put the blade down. This thing stuck in the wall. I dropped the blade, and this was stuck in the wall. And when I came back for my next swipe, I thought, what the heck is in the wall? Is that a bird? And it was this pin. So that's another thing that I did when I kind of wrecked something or messed up. And this tailgate was in pretty good condition, but toward the end of this truck's life, this is my 08, I backed into a square bale. Like I said, this tailgate was like pretty nice, and I did that. It's not that I didn't care anymore, it was just an accident. This dent right here, Clayton hit the side of the barn backing in to unload some salt, and he thought it was the brakes kind of making that dragging noise, but it was the actual door frame just all along there. Right ahead of that, I did that because I backed up to the dumpster. The dumpster wasn't in the same spot it normally was, and I dented that. Here's one more thing that I did. I was backing a trailer up probably 20 years ago up to our shop, and the corner of the trailer put a hole in that block right there. I was just being lazy and I didn't want to get out and look. I think it was jackknifed and I couldn't see it from the mirror. I'm out in the barn and I made a couple clips to finish this video up, and Katie had a bunch of junk in her tail like this. I was cutting it out, and then I was noticing the wind noise coming on the microphone of this phone, and I looked down and I seen this, and I thought, oh, looks kind of like those things you see in the movies where they have the microphone. And I thought, I wonder if in the olden days this is what they used, dog hair, to cover their, yeah, like everybody had microphones and cell phones back then. I was thinking like the Indians and stuff used this. So I don't know, do you think like 150 years ago they used this to make their sound quality better on their YouTube videos? Katie, what are you doing? Probably you didn't learn that in school. But speaking of school, parent-teacher conferences were always fun. So during the parent-teacher conferences, I was at fault for Clayton not getting some of his homework done because he was running grain cart. And when I explained that to the teachers, they really didn't believe me. And one of the teachers was just saying that he wasn't going to pretty much amount to anything other than being a farmer unless he did better in school. And I got so mad. You know, I was very, yeah. And she told me that I used up enough of the time and I had to leave for the next parents to talk to. And I had to get around the back of the line again. So when Clayton and I were running the grain cart, that was before he had a cell phone. And so we had to come up with hand signals for him to know what I wanted him to do. One was speed up, and you know, and to match my speed, one is slow down, and then we made a picture of like a house. I can't do because I'm holding the phone. And the picture of the house with our hands meant go back to the end of the field and wait by the road because he's full, and I can do one more to top him off before it goes in the truck. So that's the way we came up with our communication. And in the night, he'd have to turn the cab light on. We turn our inside lights on so we could see each other through the windows. But that was good times back then. I think I'll finish this video with a few clips of Clayton driving equipment as he was younger, just to show you how far he's come and the things that he's learned on. Clayton loved this time of year. He had his own tractor and he knew his job and he was so excited for it. Clayton loved to plow snow. He would wake up early on a Saturday, or if there was a snow day, make his coffee, and be just like an old truck driver. He'd go out there in his Carhartts, shovel off anything that he couldn't get with the snow plow and just plow snow all day. It was so cute. Okay, to the left, go to the left. No, the spout to the left. The spout to the left. Keep going to the left. Right, you're missing this. Go right there, right in the corner. To the left. Okay, lift up. Lift up and stop. Yep, get backwards. There you go. Shut that clutch off. Yeah, pretty full. Pretty much full. Congratulations, you got your first load done.
I'm still alive.
Now, let's see if you can unhook it. If you can't unhook it, then you can't just chop for me. That's the tricky part.
Please.
What?
I said, oh, please.
I'll be going like You're good, you're good. You got a lot of room.
I just want to see it. Oh, yeah. This thing is so hard. Okay, you're gonna laugh on this one. Okay, I see it. I see it on one angle, other angle, straight angle.
You got 3 angles you're watching it?
Want to see if it's going in. Check if it's full on one side or the other. This is just like a black square.
I know, you can't see it there with that one. Getting a little bit closer. So the video started off with me showing you something Clayton screwed up on. And by allowing him to make mistakes and not being afraid to fail, you can see how successful he's become and how good he's operating this equipment now. So it's okay to hit a tree or hit a wall if you learn. The only way you're not going to ever wreck anything is if you don't try and you stay on the couch.